All right, welcome everybody. I typically on a Thursday evening, it's evening my time here in the Netherlands. It's 7 o'clock. Typically, I do with my son. We have this group of crypto traders, and we're going over charts. So some of them are here. We're going to go over that first. We want to talk. We're going to take a look at some Bitcoin charts, and some Ethereum charts. Take a look at how the market's doing overall. I want to show some interesting things that we see on the charts. And I'm going to show you how that plays into talking about Veltrixa and why we think this is a good opportunity in the next 2 or 3 months to come on in. I'm really excited to bring on my son, Judah. And Judah has been trading since 15. He's 17 now. And I know I have a biased opinion, but really, I think he's one of the best technical analysts that I know personally here in the Netherlands. So, Judah, you want to let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Ethereum, and I want to take a look also at Bitcoin dominance
Yeah.
because I see a big drop coming. And I've been saying, if those of you who've been trading with us, you know that we were saying coming into Bitcoin really early with Ethereum. We were telling everybody to come in with us at 1450. We started coming out 4,000, even though it could go to 6,000. We think so. Bitcoin, we said we're coming out at 123, even though we're pretty sure it's going to go to 150. But in my opinion, we're going to take a look at the charts. But in my opinion, we are coming to the top. We are actually at the top, but we're coming to the end. What I think is this bull market. So let's go to the technical analyst professional. Judah, you want to share your chart? Let's go to TradingView.
Yeah, I
So
will share.
let's go in here, and then I'm going to show you why I think Veltrixa is a good idea right now for us.
You're able to see it?
Yes. So
Yes. Good.
what are we looking at here? What's the time frame, and what
Yeah.
are we doing?
Yeah, this is the weekly time frame for Bitcoin. So every candle you see here is 1 week of price action. What I discovered on Bitcoin is there's a clear trend to me. So if you can follow me, we have a range, and you have a retest on the old range, and we pump. We have a range, retest on the old range, that was this range right here, and we pump. Now we had a range right here, and we got a weekly retest right now. So in my opinion, if we look at historical data, in my opinion, this happened twice already, and people start freaking out, right? People say bull runs over, Bitcoin's going to zero, all that stuff. People start talking, but in my opinion, we still have at least 2 good months left of the bull run. Altcoins did not even do anything. They're looking dead to me. I think we see altcoin dominance pump still coming. In my opinion, this is a great buy because we have a retest on the old range, and historically a lot of people panic sell at at the circles, at the orange circles. They panic sell. But what buyers and big players are doing, they're not panic selling, they're buying. Look, you're buying actually at the orange circle, you're buying at support. So retail is freaking out right now because they think bull run's over. We're going to 60K, 40K. Oh, in my opinion, I don't think so. I think this is a healthy retest, and this happens almost every time. I think big players are loading Bitcoin up, and I think we can see in the next 2 to 3 months Bitcoin sitting at 140, 130K. But I do think, that's just me talking. I do think we need to be a little bit careful with the price predictions because yes, I'm bullish on Bitcoin, and yes, I think we can see a last big push around 240, 130. But we do need to understand that we're in the last phases of this bull cycle. It has been great so far. We went from 15K all the way to 100, almost 125,000. I think that's a good bull cycle, but we need to be careful because we're coming to an end. I think this year or maybe early next year. So these are the last good opportunities, in my opinion, to load up on altcoins to buy Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin dominance is still pretty high. That's my opinion. How do you think about it, Bob?
All right. Well, first of all, I agree with you on the long term, and we're talking about relative long term,
Yeah.
right? So when you got this arrow coming in at 150, one of the greatest technical analysts on the planet, he's considered a god. His name is Plan B. He's a Dutch crypto analyst. You got to think of him as like Jeremiah or Job coming out of the cave and delivering a prophetic word. He comes out like once a month, once every quarter, and he gives his analysis. He's never been wrong, but he's using analysis that we don't have access to. It's millions of dollars, but his prediction was 149. We've been saying from the get-go, we think it comes up to 123. It hit almost 125. We think we're having a retest, which we're having now. Then we think it goes to 150. Now, honestly, on a swing trade, this might be good, but friends, it is going to be a rocky move up. It is not for those of you who have weak stomachs, right? This is going to be volatile. Like today was a great example. Today, let me share my screen here. They asked you, some of you guys asked me, is it a good time to buy the dip? And so this is the daily, right? And now let me go to the hourly. I want to show you something here. So we got a move down, coming down on the hourly, but you see this. This is the pump. Everybody starts shorting, right? Like you said, Judah, retailers go into panic mode. Short. This is a short squeeze. Look at this thing. Boom, liquidated everybody on the shorts. Guess where it's going? It's going back down. So I had said in our trading community, I said, if this comes down to 111.5, very possible. I think that's where it's going. If we zoom out of this thing here, if I go into the daily, that was the hourly, but it's got to come down right here. I think this is where it's coming. Usually when you got a big candle like this coming down, it's going to go past this. So it's going to come, I think, anything at 111,500, I'm buying. And I'm actually not going to be in the trade, but if I were trading, that's where I would take the trade. It is volatile like crazy today. It was just insane watching this thing swing. And you could see all the liquidations, man, the heat map. Everybody got liquidated right here. 112, 164. They liquidated them up on the short squeeze, 113. Right. So then everyone thinks once it hits this part here, right? So they say, oh, we got support here, but it's a total fake out, man. So after they did the short squeeze, right? So people are doing shorts, they squeeze them out, right? People then start taking longs here because, hey, it might be support. They just got liquidated too. Very, very volatile. I saw Bitcoin dominance come down, Judah, 10 points over the last 6 weeks. And I think this is what we're seeing here. You know, for me, the people I speak to, institutions started dumping right here.
Yeah, I think it's liquidity.
This is where retailers came in, 124. This is when my father picks up the phone and asks me, should I get into Bitcoin? That is my signal. Don't buy anything, right? 124, hey, Bitcoin's doing well. I'm thinking of buying it. No, run. And sure enough, what a reversal. Straight back down. I think this thing has got a wick, right? Tomorrow, so this may come down here, but I think tomorrow, like you said, we're going to see a rebound. Now, having said all that, that's a lot of stress and agita for most people, right? That's a lot of stress and agita. So, well, I want to switch over to something that I've been vetting and testing for about 5 weeks, right, Judah? 5 weeks.
Yeah, about 5 weeks.
And it's an AI trading algorithm. So instead of making all these charts, right, and trying to figure out, okay, maybe it's going to go to 150 once it hits 111,500. But what if all the institutions see that and they start doing a liquid? They start dumping just to liquidate you. And at the end of the day, it's a game, which people have a hard time understanding. Like most people don't want to hear trading, any type of investing, it's a game, guys. It is a game, right? And the game is the institutions are trying to eat your money, and we're trying to make sure it doesn't happen. And so let me show our typically if we were going deeper into trading, what we do is we say that this is alive and moving, right? This any whether it's equities, commodities, crypto, it doesn't matter. This is a living thing. It is moving. And what does it feed on? How does it survive? Well, it survives on liquidity. It survives on cash. I think it's interesting, Judy. You see this blue line? We set this a long time ago as a support. So this is testing it. If this breaks, this thing's going way down to 100. But I digress. What I want to say is that something like this takes enormous amounts of strategy, time, and this thing that's living is always looking for where it is. And I know if we had time to do, if we went to the liquidity, you would see right here, and there's a big one down at the 80,000 level mark, right? 85,000 or something like that. That is where all the money is sitting. It is waiting, and there's a bunch sitting up here too.
Yeah,
So,
what I'm seeing right now is people just getting chopped up, a lot of stress, a lot of wicks, big players, whales trying to manipulate the market right now. These are the end stages of the bull run, so they're not gonna make it easy for you to make money right now.
the other thing
Uh,
is we're in the middle of August, man. Oh, this is where retailers get destroyed. So I think fall we got a big pump coming up for the bull run to end it because we are at the final stages. That's for sure. But I want to talk about stress-free passive income strategy. So one of the things that this trading group was asking me and my son was, do you have any passive stuff like staking that you could put in? And literally the next day, I got a call from a company that I've been friends with for many, many years. And I know the executives, I know the founders, and they are an institutional grade AI trading platform. And they've been doing this since 2012. Now, let that sink in for a minute. None of you were even thinking about AI in 2012, let alone crypto, right? Right. Crypto was maybe, it's a scam, it's evil. AI, you weren't even thinking about AI. This company, this group of people, they were already connecting to Goldman Sachs, Merrill Lynch. They were connecting to those folks on an institutional level, and they were trading their money with their AI trading algorithm, and they were doing great. So to make a very long story short, I got introduced, I got connected to these guys, and they flew out to Amsterdam. The executives, the founders, they flew out to Amsterdam and they met with me. And we had lunch, talked straight through for several hours, had dinner. I walked them to the plane. And a few weeks later, I connected myself to their AI trading algorithm. And what you need to know about that is that's a miracle because only institutions were allowed to connect to them. So you need to know somebody, you need to be a hedge fund manager, an investment banker. More importantly, you have to be trading at least 250 million per month in volume. So I got connected to these guys, and it was awesome. This was the last bull run, right when all the free money was coming in from America. Remember those days? Everyone got like $2,500 or $5,000, and they all put it into crypto. It was a massive run, and we did really well with Endotech. That's the company that I'm talking about. They're out of Israel, and we did well. And we took the profits that we had there. I took the profits and I went to other projects. I started developing a Bible app on the blockchain that rewarded people to read the Bible, to share the Bible. I know it's controversial, but I think it's still a great idea. We created our own utility token where people can access things like the Bible app, like our courses and things like that. So I moved away from Endotech and I really focused on creating, really evangelizing something for the kingdom, the Bible app and our utility token. But I always maintain this really close relationship with Endotech, with this technology company, and with one guy in particular. He's an executive there, Amir, and he and I we're like brothers. We're like brothers, right? Like we think alike, we act alike, we like the same stuff. And about 15 months ago, well, now 16 months ago, he texted me. He said, "Hey, I got to go to war." So he went to the north of Israel. He lives in Tel Aviv. He went to the north of Israel. He was fighting Hezbollah for a year. So I can't text you. He came back after a year of serving, and they sent him on a project in Dubai. And he was there for 3 months, and then he texts me, right? This is the next day, Jude, prayed for a passive income strategy, my son and I. The next day he texts me, he's like, "Brother, I have got a monster opportunity. I have got a monster project you got to look at." So he and I connected that day. And then from Sunday until the following Friday, we spoke every single day about this project that he's doing with these guys out of Dubai. And here's the project. Many years ago, when I was connected to Endotech, one of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to be able to connect to Endotech and then offer my access in, like my cloud, and bring all these other people in with me so they can access Endotech. Right? Because by themselves, just to get into Endotech back then, you needed 250,000. That's just the start, right? You have to know somebody. You have to have a Kraken institutional account, which means you have to know someone in Kraken too, right? Because they don't just hand those things out, like a free account. There's a lot of KYC. It's a very different sort of vetting process. And my whole plan back then was, wow, what if I was able to have just a common person? Actually, what I was thinking about missionaries. What if all the offerings that we took for these missions and missionaries and projects, what if I was the door for them to come into Endotech and they can earn these returns? And back then, 20% a month, 30% a month. I know that sounds like insane to you, but welcome to crypto, friends. Like, welcome to crypto, right? I've been onboarding people to exchanges this past week, and the exchanges give you 100 USDT, 50 USDT just for registering. And they're like, "What? My bank never does that." I'm like, "Oh, welcome to crypto, man." So when I spoke with Amir from Endotech, he said they're doing the same thing you're doing, but on a much larger scale, and they're very far, way ahead of where you were, of when I was connecting with them. And after a week, I met up with the owners of this project that I'm going to show you in a minute. Some of you know about it already, but I met up with the owners, and we spoke through the project, and they asked me all these questions. How did you do utility token? When you connected to Endotech, what was this? And they were asking all these questions, really asking me all the hard things I went through, right? Should have asked a consulting fee. But after that meeting, they invited me and said, "Would you like to beta test this?" I said, "Yeah, let's do it." Right? I love this stuff. I love the vision. I love the fact that you're thinking about making this accessible to the masses and not just, these institutional financial investors from Fidelity, Citadel, and BlackRock. I love that we can bring this to the common person. And we spoke for a week, and then I asked, "Can I bring my little group of people from the Netherlands? Can we all test it out?" And they said yes. And we've been testing it out ever since. And it is working. And here's what I like about it. We just went over the charts with Judah, right? We went over the charts. You have to take your own hard-earned money. You have to put it into an exchange. And then you got to do, if you want to do what Judah and I do, which is swing trading, scalping, then you have to analyze the charts. So you have to learn how to analyze the charts. You have to learn what you're seeing. And even then, you're probably wrong 40% of the time, right? 40% of the time, even, a good analyst gets it right 60% of the time. A pro trader gets it right 70%. So, as some people who are on the call, like my friends here from the Netherlands, they'll tell you that gets stressful, y'all. I see Aldrich nodding his head. Yeah, it's stressful. And you don't know how stressful it is until you have your own money there trading leveraged 50x, 20x, and all of a sudden, there's a short squeeze and you're in the red. And then all this fear, anxiety comes out. And it is so the opposite of the peace of God. It is so opposite. And then you panic trade and you start clicking and making decisions based on your emotions. And everyone who does that has been liquidated. Liquidated. And when I think of all that stress, when I think, what if we gave it to a proven institutional grade AI trading bot? I'm not talking about the stuff on Bybit or Kraken or MEXC, those bots. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about institutional grade technology, stuff that, requires millions of dollars to connect to. What if we had access to that and we let it trade for us? And that's what this is. This is being able to give your USDT, your crypto, your money, give it to this AI trading bot that I've known for many, many years, and let them do what they do best. And if you look through the internet, you look at Endotech returns, you're going to see 300% per year, 500% per year. And that is real, right? I've seen the back end. I've seen what they get. They're averaging about 22% per month. And what they've done is they've come together with this family in Dubai, and they created a platform called Veltrixa, where the common person can come in, put in their USDT, and let the AI bot trade for them. And the returns are absolutely insane. And they're real. So I want to show you some screens here. So here is inside of Veltrixa. And in here, I know that don't let it get all confused in you, but here's how this works. In order to come into, like, if I were an institutional investor coming into Endotech, I have to come up with 125,000 now minimum. Then I need capital to trade with, and then Endotech's going to take 5% of that capital right up front. So you have to pay to get in to the room. It's a cover charge. Think of it as a cover charge getting into a bar or an event. You got to pay to get in there. So the way you pay to get in here is, you see this $100, this $250, this $1,000, $2,500. You pay, you open up, you access the AI trading algorithm by paying with a token called Felt. So it's like a Bitcoin, Ethereum, it's a crypto token, but it's designed specifically to open up the AI technology here. And by the way, for those of you who have already been working with Veltrixa, you noticed I told you the packages are changing. Here they are, they're changed. So you come in here, let's say, for example, this one, Core, you access the AI for 250 USDT. You open it up, and then you could put in 2,500 to 5,000 USDT. And it starts trading. And I'm going to show you my signals. So I did a test with Thank you. Appreciate that. So I did a test with first with $405, then I topped it off to $500. And these are all the trades that Endotech is making with my USDT. And that's important. We're trading USDT, not Felt, not some weird token, USDT, friends. So all these are trades that are made on my behalf by this AI trading bot. And I'll show you what it looks like here. Sorry. So here's the bot. This one, this is the profit, some profit that I took from the trading that they did. And I put it into this account and it's already making profit. And these are, so here's the trading bot. It's taken $818. This is profit that I'm investing, by the way, from the other bot. I put it in here, and here are the trades it's making for me. And because Endotech, we know Endotech is averaging at least 22% per month, right? Compounded, it goes to 300, 500. They can easily provide for this beta phase 13%. If they're getting 22 or they're getting 30, paying 13 is no problem. And that's what they're doing. You are getting access to an AI that you normally wouldn't have access to. Now, and it's going to pay you out every single week in USDT. So in here, we've been testing this, right, Judah? And as you see, I've made several withdrawals. This is all profit. This is the first beta test. It was rejected. It didn't work. So I tried a $10, 1,000, and 752. And you may look at this and be like, well, hang on a minute. You just said you put in 500 USDT, but you took out 1762 already. Yep. That's the AI trading bot. That's the power of it being right 85% of the time. And I really, really, really like this. I like that it's stress-free. I can take this profit that I have here and I can reinvest it. So I can come in here and I can take my felt. So I have 2,500 in felt. This is all bonuses because we're testing it in the beta phase. People say, well, why do you want to come in when they're testing it? Don't you want to wait until they're done testing it when all the buttons are working properly? No, you want to come in now. This is when you get the most rewards. This is where they're really blessing us or gifting things to us just to test, right, Judah? So finding out what works, what doesn't. And like I told that small Christian crypto community here in Holland, I said, these packages, they're leaving. And today the new ones are up already. So it used to be you would come in at $50. Now it starts at 100. And as it keeps growing, as it keeps getting stronger, which it is every single day, you're going to see more robust returns. And I'm going to put in a chat here, in case you haven't registered, you can copy that link in the chat. Judah, what do you think of this?
I'm very excited because it took me years to learn how to trade. And then still, I'm probably right 60% of the time. But it's super stressful. Like you have to be on the charts hours a day. And then maybe, yeah, maybe you're profitable. But with this AI trading bot, there are no emotions involved. Like nothing. It's based on data.
Yeah, exactly. So like you and I, we have to sleep, right? We have to eat. We have to go to the bathroom. We have to shower. Well, we don't have to shower, but we do shower, right? And but then what if we're having bad days? What if you didn't sleep well? Right? What if you misread something? What if you're upset that day? Well, it's going to affect your trading. Aldrich, what do you think? What you've experienced both. What is your thought? Just really quick. I know I didn't plan on this, but you've done the trading with us, and now you're doing the AI as well. What's your experience with both?
First of all, I think it's a very interesting domain, but it takes you a lot of time to learn how crypto is working, how trading works. You have to follow at least people who know where they are talking about. And if you're trading, you have a lot of stress, especially when you're dealing with the futures. Because then you have the opportunity to get liquidated. And I didn't find that very very well positioned.
No one likes that.
No.
Who wants to see all their money go get flushed down the toilet? Like, if you want to do that, come over to my house. I'll film it. Right, I'll film you flushing money down the toilet, but it's stressful, right?
Yes, it's very stressful. It makes me angry also because well, somebody else is getting away with your money because of the game where you're a part of. So that's, and now you have the trading bot, and well, you put the money in it, and you're going to sleep, and you wake up. And in the morning, you look again to the trading bot, and then you see that it made a profit, and that's that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is really, really amazing. It's stress-free. You could sleep well. Thank you, by the way, Aldak. I appreciate you coming on. In the chat, how often can I withdraw money from the Veltrixa account and transfer it to my bank account? Once a week. Once every week. On Sundays, this AI trading bot will make the payouts on your weekly profits, whatever it is. It varies, right? From 8% all the way to 17. It depends on what Endotech is doing. But they're going to give you whatever your profits are. On Sunday, on Monday, you withdraw. So Sunday, it comes in. Monday, you withdraw. So once a week, you can send it to the bank. And in 10 months, you've made all your money back, right? If we're just doing with 10 points per month, you've made all your money back by month 10, and you're in profit. And if you do it like Jiva's on the call, if you do it as a business, if you invite people and things like that, well, then you make much, much more, like Janice and all these people. It's pretty cool. I'm not into the whole networking thing. I like the trading bot. I like what Aldrich said, stress-free. I'm on my farm in the summer. This is the best time, right, Judah, to be on the farm in the summer, watching my chickens, watching my rabbits, playing with my dogs. I don't want to set the charts, and then be angry because I missed something, or be angry because someone interrupted me, right? And I like this. And I'll tell you another reason I like this, Judah, is because I see we're coming to the end of the bull run. Like you said, if you came in at 25K, you came in at 50K in Bitcoin, and we said we're coming out at 123, you've made your profits. You don't have to time it to the 150. That is so stressful. While you're trying to get an extra 20 points out of Bitcoin, you could be earning 10 to 17% per month here passively. And I like that. I like that it's stress-free. As we're coming to the bear, my plan for this, friends, everyone knows this, but my plan is to come on out of this in 2027, around August 2027. I'm going to start liquidating, and I'm going to start then coming back in and buying up. We're going to be at the bottom of the bear, right, Judah? We're going to be at the bottom of the bear cycle, and we're going to go back into this bull run. So everything, especially for us as swing traders, everything's in cycles, just like seasons: winter, spring, summer, fall. No one's planting corn in January, right? No one's doing that. No one's planting tomatoes in January. Why? It's the wrong season. So there's a season for everything. And I think the bull run season is coming to an end. Like right now, it's toward the third week in August here. And Judah, just 2 days ago, right, the temperature dropped. And we know fall is coming. Is fall here yet? No. But we know it's coming. Why? Because the temperature dropped a lot. It was like 30 degrees. Now it's 22. I'm talking about Celsius, by the way. Now it's 22. The night's like 14, 15. So we know that the bull season is coming to an end. Just like we know summer's coming to an end. We can feel it already. Is it here yet? No, it's another 4 weeks out. Just like the bull run, we think it could be another 3 months out. But I'll tell you, by the end of the year, I think it's topped. And there's a bloodbath.
Yeah. And
I'm not shorting that. I don't even want to short that. I tried to short the last bull run. That was hard to time. We will accumulate here. We're coming into alt season. So Veltrixa is an altcoin, and I'm very, very excited about that. Let me see the chat here. Sorry, can I withdraw directly from the platform to a bank account? No, you got to go through MEXC or Kraken, and then from there you could send it out. The entry fee is annual. Okay, how does that work? So let me show you. I'm going to share my screen here. So let's say I want to put in 10,000 USDT to trade for the AI bot. And we know it's going to get anywhere from 8 to 15% per month. Let's just say 10%. So we know we're going to get 1,000 per month that we can either, on this 10,000, that we can either reinvest with Veltrixa, or we can take out to our bank and spend it. Right? It doesn't matter to me. You do whatever you want. Once a week, every week you take it out. But sorry, let me go back to this quickly. So if you want to invest your 10,000, what you have to do is you have to open up a key. It's like a setup fee, right? When you set up your IRAs, a lot of your investment funds, there's a setup fee. There's an access fee. So same thing here. You're paying $1,000. You take your USDT and you're using Felt. You're going to open it up, and you're going to put 10,000 to 20,000 in here, and it is going to start trading for you within a few hours, and you'll earn up to 15%. And what this package is good for 1 year. So you have 1 year of being able to come in here and access this. And after that, you can take your capital out, or you can spend another 1,000 and put the money back in. It's up to you, right? But these are annual fees. These little ones here, the 100, the 250, these things are the fees to come on in. Now, you can also buy multiple packages, right? So let's say you don't want to spend 1,000 for 10 to put 10,000 in. Maybe you want to buy 2 of these at 250 and put 10,000 in. So you spend less coming in, but your percentage is capped a little lower. And I like it. My plan is everything has a cycle. I see this really growing really fast. In the next 3 months, I call it the loading phase. This is when I'm putting as much as I can actually into Veltrixa, and we're going to let it ride. At least I am. The other thing, now this is the side note, is that if you look at Veltrixa as a token right now, it's offered at 0.0005. In 2 weeks, I know this because I speak to the guys who do this, but in 2 weeks, it's going to go up to 0.001. That's exciting, right? So in September, this is going to double in price. Well, what does that mean? Well, if you have Felt tokens, the value doubles. And they're going to start bringing this onto exchanges, and this is what Judah's waiting for, is going on to the bigger exchanges like MEXC. And Judah, you did a technical analysis on this, and you said it could come up to $3.2 within 2 years, 2.5 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I say even if it came to 10 cents, right? Let's say everything went wrong, came to 10 cents. This is a great opportunity, but that's like a bonus thing. I'm really in it. I'm in it for the trading engine. I trust them. The reason I trust them is I know the technology behind it. It's Endotech. I know the founders. I know the executives of Endotech. And I met the owners of Veltrixa. The guys who've put this together. And in 10 days, I'll be in Dubai, probably talking with them. And talking about this. And for the last 5 weeks, I've been primarily testing this, and I will tell you all the changes that we want all the changes that we suggested, they've made. The security features that they're added, they've added a ton of security here as well. And that to me is very exciting. And some of you on the call know this. You've been on a call with me, like Jiva's been on a call with me with someone, and we made a mistake. We hit the wrong button. Normally, you have to go to a help desk, type something in, and you'll get an answer. I didn't do that. I picked up the phone, and Jiva's a witness to this, and I called the owner. And he picked up. And I called him at 11 o'clock at night, his time, 10 o'clock, yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago, I called yesterday. I called him at 10 o'clock at night, his time, and he got it fixed. And for me, that's security for me. Knowing who the technology is, knowing that I know them, and I've worked with them personally, they're out of Israel, Endotech, and meeting the owners and having access to them the way I do, for me, is great security. Let's see, I'm going into the chat. I didn't get your explanation on the entry cover fee of $250. Does that mean that in addition to the $250 entry cover fee, you have to add more money to start trading? Well, let me show you what I mean by that. So this $250 here, or let's say you have $1,000 that you found in a crypto exchange that you forgot about, Maryland. This happened to Marilyn Monahan, by the way. Y'all need to contact Marilyn Monahan. She's got a great ministry in Haiti. I would love for you to connect with her, partner with her. But getting back to your question, you pay $100 to get access, and then you could put in $100 to $2,000. See this? To trade. So there's an access fee to get in, like a cover charge, a setup fee. You pay that, and then you put your capital, right? You put your money in, right? To get your refund from the IRS, you got to pay your accountant to do it, right? You got to pay the money up front. And that's what this is. So I hope that answers that. Can I just buy the coin, not buy the package? Yeah, of course, that's possible. We don't have Mexican in Canada. You don't? What other exchanges beside Kraken? Coinbase, CoinZoom, ZoomX. Any exchange, Deborah, that has, or Deborah, any exchange that has USDT, right? So like crypto.com doesn't use USDT, they use USDC. You couldn't do it. Can you explain about 7,400 for anyone registering before tomorrow? Actually, this is the deal. All of these packages, right? All these packages, the 100, the 250, the 1,000, 2,500, 7,500, all of these upfront costs to get in, all of these things, if you buy them before Sunday, Veltrixa is going to refund you the entrance fee the following week. Right? So it was supposed to end last Sunday or last Friday. I called the owner again. I actually just spoke to him today. I said, I need an extension. He said, okay, Sunday's the final day. So we have until Sunday. If you want to come in for a $100 package or a $250 package or $1,000, $2,500 or $7,500, doesn't matter. Whatever you're paying, you're going to get it refunded the following week. And as my son says, that's free money, and free money is good money. Right? So normally you would pay $7,500, the last one, the elite. You pay $7,500, and that's your access fee. But now you get it refunded. You can put it back in to invest for you. Same thing with the starter package here, Ignite. You pay $100, then you put your USDT capital in. You get the refund of $100. You put it back into the capital to trade. And I like that. This is all part of the perks of beta testing, right? This is not a fully launched platform. You have to understand, friends, like we get these bonuses, we get these things like refunds, and like all this is going to be different in 4 or 5 weeks because we're in beta phase. But because we're willing to test in beta phase, they're giving us a lot of bonus stuff. They're really going out of their way to make it very, very easy for us. And I really, really like that. I've never been a part of something at Genesis, at the seed part, not the seedling. I'm talking about being in the seed of when this thing starts. And I'm really excited about that. Let's so the 250 is lost. No, 250 is not lost. You also need a referral to get in. That is true. So let me put the link in there for you guys. So the $100 fee is what is the minimum amount to put into trade? Well, the $100 fee is here. That's to get in, and then the minimum is 100. This is also a change, right? It used to be 250 minimum. Now it's 200 while we're testing this. So you pay 100, that gets refunded next week. You put 100 in, you can start trading. And you'll probably earn $10 to $13 per month on that 100. Which I would love to see any bank match that. Right? Now, you also can just ignore all this and come to this. Aldrich just lost the rest of his hair. He had a little bit of hair. Now all of it's gone. When he saw this chart, it all just flew off. When I look at this, when I look at this chart, and I think of all the people that are getting liquidated right now, which is hundreds of millions of dollars getting liquidated. And I look at this, I'm like, well, wait a minute. I could just set it and then let it go and get 10 to 17% per month. Yep. And I know it's real because I know Endotech and I've seen the back end. You can look it up online, Endotech returns. You're going to be astounded. And that, friends, is the crypto reality. And you know what? It used to be crazier than this. 5 years ago, 7 years ago in crypto, it was even crazier than this. But this is where we're at. And I like this project. I think it's good. Like I said, August 2027, that's kind of my exit that I'm looking at. I think now is the time to load in. Me and Judah and several of us that trade, we're going as much as we can in, especially now that we get the refunds. And we've been blessed, right? They're giving us tokens. They're giving us extra things, all for beta testing. And I love it because we get to dictate what this looks like, right? These percentages and activate again, all this stuff is because we asked for it, right? So if you go into Liquidity Hub, internal transfer, reinvesting, the reinvesting button, that came from us saying it's a real pain in the backside. You know, you got what we used to do was send it out to our exchange, right? Wait for it to hit the exchange. Then you got to send it back in to Veltrixa. And what a hassle here because of us testing it. Now it's a click of a button and you're back in. And that's really, really cool. Also, the security features that they've added, that's very, very important. I went over that again with ownership, and I said, we've got to do as much as we can on security. That is primary. Let's take a look. I'm pretty new to this kind of trading. I understand you need MEXC to transfer capital to Veltrixa. Can you maybe explain how to deposit money into MEXC and then transfer to Veltrixa? I have a whole little course, friends. Let me stop sharing. I have a free course that shows you exactly how to do that. Let me go in there and get the link for you. You put your name, your email, and you have access to this course that shows you how to get started with all the different exchanges. You can use other different wallets. You don't need MEXC. So let me just quickly show you what I got here. You can see on the inside what it looks like. And I'm going to give you the link for this. One moment, just pulling it up. Let me share. So inside, it's loading right now, but this is the course, and it's everything about Veltrixa is in here, right? So also this video will be loaded up here, all the replays, but we didn't even talk about the proof and the smart contracts, the compensation plan, but down below. So all these videos here shows you how to open your MEXC account and fund it, how to open a trust wallet, fund it, open Kraken, fund it. So if you want a step-by-step explanation, I've got it right here. Let me just quickly grab the link so that you register for free. And let me get the offer. That's the link. You put your name, your email, you click sign up, and you have access to all of this. And I'm going to put the link in the chat here, friends. Yeah, Bitfavo has been really problematic. They are really problematic, guys. They aren't letting people transfer to MEXC. They're not letting them transfer to other things. They're telling them what they can and cannot transfer to or from. Some people like it. I haven't had a good experience. Judah, you have Bitfavo. What do you think of it?
I love it.
He loves it. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I think it's too controlling. It's the opposite of what crypto's supposed to be. Anyway, in the chat, I'm gonna start sending. I'll send links if you guys want a one-on-one conversation. If you want a Zoom conversation, you want to go deeper. You want to look at certificates and licensing and smart contracts, on-chain, all that stuff. Then I'm gonna send a link, probably in a couple of hours or maybe in an hour, where you can book a time with me. 30 minutes, 40 minutes. You can either onboard, or you can ask whatever questions you want. And it'd be my pleasure to answer them for you and walk you through it. Do you have a video on how to create the withdrawal address? Yes, I do. I just haven't loaded it up yet. So I just made a video today that I sent for our Spanish-speaking audience, and that they are testing. So it's all going to be loaded up. If you click that offer link, you sign up for free. And it's going to show you how to do everything. And every week, that course is going to have more and more stuff in there. So this recording will be there. Last week's recording will be there. How to withdraw, how to transfer, all these strategies are going to come in there. And that's all I have. I really appreciate your time. I really do. If you have any questions, write in the chat, text me. I'm going to have a link there for Calendly where you can come in and book your appointment with me if you want to go through it. A lot of times people want me to jump on the call and walk them through the transfers, right? So you're transferring from MEXC to Veltrixa or Bitfavo to MEXC. You can't go Bitfavo directly to Veltrixa. It won't work. You got to go to an exchange. Kraken, Coinbase, doesn't matter. I love walking people through it. I want to make sure you feel safe. By the way, there's no pressure from me. Like, there's no pressure from us. I want to share with you what we're doing, an opportunity I have. If you like it, great. What's important to me, most important, is that you prayerfully consider it, right? You got to go to God. You got to pray and see what the Lord says. That is the most important thing. So it doesn't matter how good everything looks. If he says no, it's no. And that doesn't mean it's a bad offer. It just means that's not what he has for you right now. And that's okay too, right? I'm going to really help people for the next couple of months load in. Certainly by this Sunday, if you want to get the refund, I'm going to help you. I'm opening up my calendar. But there's no pressure, right? You have to have peace. Do it chill. No FOMO here. No FOMO. When there's no anxiety, we want peace. Yes, your spouse needs to know what you're doing. No, you don't do this without them knowing that. Like that, we don't like that. Lydia, could we convert within the wallet like Ledger? Yes, you can convert FELT to USDT and USDT to FELT. In the future, you can convert it to other tokens, just not yet. I would imagine second quarter of next year. So prayerfully consider it. If you have questions, please hit me up. Book a time or text me on WhatsApp. you want me to walk you through it, I would love to walk you through it. Make sure we go step by step. It's my pleasure. And I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to this. Judah, thank you for the technical analysis. Aldrich, thank you for your story. And what happened to CYN token? Oh, so CYN token, we have to wait. We have to wait until the SEC finishes their audit with the CYN tokens. And when that is finished, there's another project I didn't even speak to you about yet, is we have our own platform coming out as well for larger amounts of money. CYN token is going to be connected to that. Once the audit is finished with the SEC, it's full steam ahead for the Bible app and CYN token. But we really cannot do anything until that finishes. That's why in the meantime, we're doing this. So tokens are safe. They're still in the blockchain. You can still see them in MetaMask, but we're not going to launch them until the SEC finishes their audit. It just doesn't make any sense. And we want to make sure we do it right. So long term, that's the vision, right? CYN token, Bible app, evangelize the planet, get people freedom. And I love it, right? They can use the Bible app on their phone, use their CYN token. So it's all good. God bless you guys. Have a great evening. Replays coming probably tomorrow, and all the other links coming maybe today, but definitely tomorrow. Shalom.